T. Harv Eker Financial Philosophy: if you're going to work hard anyway, you might as well get rich. And the quicker the better. Forget theoretical advice. T. Harv Eker's message comes direct from the firing lines of the real world. Described as a unique blend of street smarts with heart, Eker is one of North America's foremost business and personal success coaches. Having owned 17 businesses by the time he was 30, he uses hard-hitting, straight talk to pinpoint the critical elements that make the difference between success and failure. Eker specializes in using the rags to riches approach. He has a knack for starting with little and earning large amounts of money, quickly. His passion is teaching others to do the same. Starting with an initial investment of just $2,000, he opened one of the first retail fitness stores in all of North America. In only 2 years, he expanded to 10 locations and then sold half the company shares to the H.J. Heinz Corporation, the ketchup people, for $1.6 million. Eker is founder of Peak Potentials, the fastest growing personal development company in North America. Eker is also author of the book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, and several highly acclaimed seminars and camps. Over more than 1 million participants have come from all over the world to attend T. Harv Eker's seminars. A graduate from the School of Hard Knocks, Eker shares the ups and downs of his own journey toward the ultimate combination of money, meaning and happiness. His students put it best: T. Harv Eker makes success simple. Enjoy and prosper. Meet the author. Power principle: conventional wisdom doesn't work. And never did. Would you like to earn a lot of money? Would you like to earn a lot of money quickly? If so, you are in the right place. I am about to introduce you to a dynamic new business system that will allow you to create wealth faster than you may have ever dreamed possible. My name is T. Harv Eker. I am the founder of Peak Potentials Training and the author of 16 best-selling books, audio programs, and home learning courses in the areas of money, business and personal success. The groundbreaking book you have in your hands is my timeless and powerful program, Speedwealth, and I'd like to share it with you as a gift. I call it a gift because it has completely transformed my life, and the lives of thousands of others. I know it can do the same for you. Let me suggest you take a few moments right now to sit down, relax and read every word of this invaluable ebook. I assure you it will be well worth your time. Speedwealth is a step-by-step system for making $1 million or more in your own business in 3 years or less, and enjoying the journey along the way. Let me warn you. If you're expecting complex formulas, you are in for a surprise. The Speedwealth methods are extremely simple, but they make people rich. The Speedwealth system is for people who already own a business, for people who want to own a business, and for people who have a job now, but want the security of knowing they can succeed on their own if they leave their job or it leaves them. It's for anyone who is tired of struggling for money and wants to become financially free, once and for all. Speedwealth. Power principle: you have to position yourself for wealth. Do you have to own your own business in order for the Speedwealth system to work? In a word, yes. Unfortunately, many people are still being sucked in by the old conventional wisdom: go to school, get good grades, get a good job, work hard and everything will be okay. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to recognize that method doesn't work and never did. Notice, 85% of the population never becomes financially independent. I have nothing against having a job, but for most people, the acronym of JOB, just over broke, is accurate. The key is positioning. Most people don't realize. You have to position yourself for wealth. Dreaming about making $1 million in a job is like trying to see the ocean from the middle of Nebraska. You're just not in the right place for it. If you're one of the few people who saves money and invests it in a compound interest savings account, that's good, but not good enough. Today's interest rates are about the lowest they've been in a decade. As for getting rich in real estate, that party is over too. That leaves owning your own business as the last bastion remaining where creating wealth, especially quickly, is even possible. That's how I did it, and that's how you can do it too. From business dunce to business whiz in 17 not so easy lessons. Like many people, I've tried anything and everything to make it. In fact, I've actually owned 17 different businesses. Power principle: success is a learnable skill. My early business career was a disaster. I lost more money than I made. But one thing I always believed was that success is a learnable skill. So I became the ultimate information junkie. I read every book, listened to every tape, and went to every success seminar I could find. Sure enough, things began to change. I got good at making money. Unfortunately, I was even better at spending it. I had a choice: earn much more or live on much less. That's when I made a conscious decision to become a millionaire. And the faster the better. I realized to achieve this goal, I would have to do something radically different from what I was doing before. A multimillionaire acquaintance kept telling me, if someone is doing better than you, it's because they know something you don't. So I decided to learn even more and devoted the next 6 months to analyzing the strategies and tactics of the world's greatest entrepreneurs, those who were making it big and fast. I pinpointed 8 critical steps virtually every business that had achieved success quickly had in common. I named this system Speedwealth and put it to the test. I borrowed $2,000 from my Visa card. My previous spending habits had totally dried up my bank account, and used the system to open one of the first retail fitness stores in all of North America. It was called Fitness Land. The results were staggering. The Speedwealth strategies allowed me to open 10 stores in only 2 years and then sell half my shares to the H.J. Heinz Corporation, the ketchup people, for $1.6 million. The Speedwealth system worked a money miracle for me, and it can work one for you too. But first you have to learn it. Power principle: change brings opportunity. Quick change brings quick opportunity. Would you agree that your beliefs determine your actions? To have a Speedwealth mindset you must believe the following 2 statements. 1. Getting rich quickly is feasible. 2. Getting rich quickly is feasible for you. There's a lot of skepticism about making money fast, but I think get rich quick has gotten a bad rap. In the past, society has labeled those who wanted to create wealth quickly as dreamers, greedy, or scam artists. But, several thousand people, including me, have gotten rich quickly and legitimately. There's not only nothing wrong with making money fast, it is the wave of the future. The fact is, right now is the greatest time in history to create wealth quickly in your own business. Today, more and more fortunes are being made with lightning speed, and with good reason. The world is changing quickly, technology is changing quickly, markets are changing quickly, and people's interests are changing quickly. Change brings opportunity. Quick change brings quick opportunity. Every time there is a change in technology, law, social interest, style, the market, or the latest business buzzword, someone gets rich. Today, these changes are happening by the minute, and every day people are becoming millionaires by taking advantage of them. You can too. Creating wealth quickly has almost become a necessity. Because of the world's rapid pace, career cycles have shortened. Speedwealth Principle 1. Develop a Speedwealth mindset. Power principle: you can always be more, have more and do more because you can always learn more. Just 2 decades ago, most people had a cradle-to-coffin mentality. Jobs and businesses were a lifetime commitment. But, today, there is no such thing as job or business security. The current reality is that most of us will go through 6 or 7 complete career or business changes in our lifetime, the average length of each being about 5 years. Meaning, You make your money in that period or you don't make it at all. Product cycles have also changed. The stages of start, growth, maturation, saturation, decline, used to take 20 years. Now your product or business could become a dinosaur in 5 years or less. Develop a new software program and see how long it takes before someone knocks it off or improves it. If you get 6 months, you're lucky. Look at publishing. Today, if you write a bestseller, how long does it stay on the bestseller list? If you're popular for 1 whole year, you're almost immortal. Things have changed. It's time to revise what we deem as the normal time frame for success. Speedwealth is not only possible, it's practical. It's the way of today's high-speed world. Either you flow with it or fight against it. The choice is yours. Now for the other question. Is Speedwealth feasible for you? What would you do if you wanted to become a professional tennis player or world-class artist? Wouldn't you learn the skill and then practice? In a similar way, you can learn to play the game of business and win. Let me repeat, success is a learnable skill. That's why the past does not equal the future. Power principle: if you are going to work hard anyway, you may as well get rich. And the quicker the better. You can always be more, have more and do more because you can always learn more. It doesn't matter if you've gone belly up 3 times or have never had a business in your life. The only question is, are you willing to learn? If you master the Speedwealth system and use it, you will get rich in short order. Another factor to consider is your personality. For many of us, attempting to create wealth quickly is more natural. In business, as in racing, there are sprinters, and there are marathoners. Which are you? Some folks are ID people. They like to create concepts, start things, grow quickly, and then move on to the next project. Others prefer long-term stability and routine in their work. Until recently, sprinters, those of us who like to make things happen fast, were considered unstable, almost flaky. You know the guilt trip. What do you mean you want to try something new? You only got into this 12 years ago. In today's marketplace, that attitude is archaic. The point is, if you're a sprinter or would be open to trying it, sprint. The final factor in determining if Speedwealth is feasible for you is the strength of your desire. You must truly want to create financial freedom fast. Why? Because this isn't going to be a scenic stroll in the park. It's going to be a challenge, a 3 to 5 year mission that will require focus, commitment, and sometimes hard work, at least during the initial stage. But most people already work hard. So my philosophy is simple. If you are going to work hard anyway, you might as well get rich. And the quicker the better. Power principle: money is a convenient symbol that represents and measures the value of goods and services exchanged between people. Money, like it or not, is a huge part of our lives. Unfortunately, most people don't really understand it. So what is money anyway? Money is a convenient symbol that represents and measures the value of goods and services exchanged between people. The key word in that definition is value. It's value that determines your income. The law of income: you will be paid in direct proportion to the value you deliver according to the marketplace. I don't mean to be critical, but I have to tell it like it is. The reason most people are broke is that they don't deliver a lot of value in the eyes of the current marketplace. The important element here is deliver. Many people have good ideas, good intentions, even produce good products or services, but either their value is not considered very valuable in today's marketplace, or they just don't deliver enough of it. It's simple. If you don't deliver a lot, you don't get paid a lot. So what determines your value in the marketplace? Speedwealth principle #2, deliver massive value. Power principle: the law of income: you will be paid in direct proportion to the value you deliver according to the marketplace. There are 4 income factors that determine almost to the penny how much you will earn. Demand plus supply plus quality plus quantity equals $1. The demand for your value means how much the marketplace wants it. To create speed wealth, you must offer a hot product or service which is in high demand. When I first started Fitnessland, people tried to buy equipment while I was still renovating the space before the store opened. Within 3 weeks of opening, customers were lining up outside the door. I made $11,000 net profit on my 6th Saturday. Because my value was in high demand. 2. The supply of your value reflects how much the marketplace already has of your product or service, and how readily available it is elsewhere. Why does a brain surgeon earn as much in one day as a gas station attendant earns in a whole year? Because he or she has a rare and specialized skill that is critical when needed. Put bluntly, there are millions who can pump gas, but few who can fix brains. When supply is limited, value increases. Think of real estate. Oceanfront property is rare and extremely limited, therefore it is higher in value than property inland. To increase your value in business, you must provide something few others have, or do something in a way that no one else does. Power principle: if you don't deliver a lot, you don't get paid a lot. 3. The quality of your value means how good your products and services are, and just as important, how good you are at your business. The higher the quality, in relation to the price, the higher the value. I have a motto in business: do it well or don't do it at all. Make it great or don't make it at all. Does quality affect your income? You bet it does. Do you return to a business if you receive shoddy products or lousy service? Of course not, and neither does anyone else. As for the second part of the quality equation, how good are you at your business? The rule is simple. If you want to get paid the best, be the best. Keep learning. Study business, study your specific field, and study the Speedwealth principles as if your life depended on it. Financially, it does. 4. The quantity of your value is how much of your product or service you deliver. Of all 4 factors, most people have the greatest challenge with this one. You may have an excellent product or service and you may even deliver it to the marketplace, but not in enough quantity to create wealth, especially speed wealth. If you want to get paid, you must deliver your value to people. Power principle: if you want to get paid the best, be the best. If you want to get rich, you must deliver your value to a lot of people. That's why, regardless of the business you're in, part of your revenue should come from product sales. A product enhances your ability to deliver massive quantities. When you have a product to sell, there are no limits on how much you can produce and deliver, therefore, no ceiling on your income. If you're in a job or service business, and you personally have to perform the service, such as giving massages, there is a definite ceiling on your income. Let's face it, there are only so many massages a masseur can give in a day. The same limitations hold true if you are a counselor, a consultant, a professional, or anyone else working by the hour or on a salary. If you do have a personal service business, here are 3 ways to break through the ceiling on your income. The first is to offer a product. It's best if it's an add-on product, one that aligns with your current business, and would benefit your current clients. You can create your own product, or even offer someone else's product you endorse. For example, a masseur could offer products that benefit the health and well-being of the body, such as nutritional supplements, body oils, aromatherapy products, books on massage and yoga, and relaxation audios or videos. A second way is to clone yourself. The idea is to train or hire others to work for you. Instead of being a sole consultant, you own a consulting company with 5, 10, or 50 consultants working for you. This is simply a way of delivering more of your value to the market, which results in more income. Power principle: if you want to get paid, you must deliver your value to people. If you want to get rich, you must deliver your value to a lot of people. If neither of the above choices are viable and you are adamant about staying in a personal service business or a job, you will probably need a second source of income, preferably one that has the potential to create wealth. Today there are dozens of distributor-type opportunities where you can start part-time and move to full-time when your income warrants it. The trick is to choose the right opportunity, and that's the subject of our next principle. Demand, supply, quality and quantity are the cornerstones of value, and delivering massive value is an essential part of the Speedwealth system. In fact, demand and supply affect the next Speedwealth principle dramatically. Power principle, timing is everything. Have you heard the saying, timing is everything? That statement is gospel when it comes to making money fast in business. What exactly is timing? It's simply matching your product or service to the wants and needs of the current marketplace, choosing the right product or service, in the right place, at the right time. This is critical. If you get this step right, you're 50% there. Business ideas and opportunities are like cars. There are 220 mph, Formula 1 race cars, there are decrepit, broken down jalopies, and every kind of vehicle in between. The question is, what are you trying to create your fortune with? A race car or a jalopy? If you don't have a concept or at least one product or service that's super hot right now, you need to find one. If you want a chance to create wealth quickly. I'm not necessarily advocating that you change businesses, but if your present concept, product, or service was in a horse race, would the marketplace see it as a thoroughbred or a donkey? The truth is, almost anyone could have made a killing in the home fitness equipment business at the time I did. Why? Because I was riding a super hot trend, a thoroughbred. The timing was perfect for both the concept and the product. Choosing the right vehicle at the right time is a rare and highly profitable skill that can be learned. Speedwealth principle #3, timing, choose the right business at the right time. Power principle, choosing the right vehicle at the right time is a rare and highly profitable skill that can be learned. Unfortunately, most people hop on a trend when it's already too late, and the big fortunes have already been made. On the other hand, being too early is no better. If I had opened Fitnessland 3 years earlier than I did, I assure you, it would have died. The market wasn't ready, there weren't enough headlines about fitness or enough high-quality, home fitness products available yet. Not enough people were tired of driving to crowded gyms. You have to learn how to gauge and time the market. You have to know when to get in, and when to get out. In the Speedwealth system, your intention must be to get in on a ground floor opportunity, meaning demand is high and supply is low. At this time the elevator of opportunity is going up. Time to get on. Later, supply overtakes demand and the elevator of opportunity starts going down. Time to get off. Want an example of a ground floor opportunity available right now? An obvious one is supplying products and services on the internet, because the internet is growing so rapidly that if you're not involved in some way, opportunity is passing you by. What's it all mean? It means as a Speedwealth entrepreneur, you act now. Just like Andrew Mason and Eric Lefkowski did. In November 2008 they launched Groupon Registered, a deal of the day site that started in Chicago. 3 years later Groupon Registered serves more than 150 markets in North America and 100 markets in Europe, Asia and South America, and has over 35 million registered users. The company is valued at $4.75 billion and there are now many similar deal sites online. Groupon Registered was perfectly timed. Power principle, you have to learn how to gauge and time the market. You have to know when to get in, and when to get out. Today's hottest opportunities are not just in high-tech industries. One of the most popular, eye-opening sessions I teach at the Millionaire Mind Intensive is, how to generate million-dollar opportunities every 60 seconds. Let me share a couple of these strategies with you. One fast and easy way to get rich is to model a proven winner. In other words, copy someone who is making a mint right now. You want to employ a principle called lag time, which is the time it takes for a hot idea to spread from one geographical region to another. For instance, customers can be lining up for a hot new product or concept in Los Angeles that has not even been heard of yet in Atlanta. Right now there are dozens of entrepreneurs making a fortune with ground floor opportunities that have not yet been exposed in other parts of the country. Find one of these new concepts and do the same thing, or improve on it, in your geographic area. Use the original as a proven blueprint to success. Right now, green home consulting is super hot in some areas of the country, but other spots are still virgin territories. That means if you're broke in saturated Seattle, you could always go to wide open Omaha and get rich. Another simple but incredibly fast way to make a fortune is called the piggyback technique. Instead of copying someone else, you affiliate with someone or something that's already a winner. You know the old saying? Power principle, copy someone who is making a mint right now. If you can't beat M, join M. It's often faster and easier to affiliate with a company that's up and running rather than to start from scratch. Why reinvent the wheel? They may have exclusive products or a major distribution network in place, rare technology, or expensive production facilities already established. I have an acquaintance who found a particularly good engine additive that was selling like hotcakes in the US. But the manufacturer wasn't marketing it anywhere else. He was clever. He paid $1,000 for the option to buy the international rights for $100,000, payable in 6 months. Then he placed classified ads in dozens of newspapers and trade journals, worldwide, offering the exclusive distribution rights for specific territories. In only 4 months he sold 80 regions at $25,000 each, making $2 million up front, plus 5 cents on every can. Best of all, he never touched the product. He set it up so the new distributors dealt directly with the manufacturer. Do you know what he's doing now? Nothing. As a Speedwealth entrepreneur, you want to take advantage of the new global economy. There are thousands of popular American products that are not marketed across any borders and thousands of popular international products that are not marketed in the US. These are all dynamite opportunities. Anyone, and I do mean anyone, can become rich quickly using the piggyback technique. It's one of my favorites because you're like a jockey, you find the best horse on the track, hop on, and ride it to the winner's circle. Power principle, it's often faster and easier to affiliate with a company that's up and running than to start from scratch. Along the same lines, another surefire Speedwealth tactic is called remarketing undermarketed products and services. Have you ever seen or used a product that you think is fantastic, works like a miracle, but hardly anyone else knows about it? These are what I call undermarketed products. Did you know there are 71 different ways to market and distribute a product or service? Most companies only use 2 or 3 methods at best. Meanwhile, you can often get the rights to promote their product through dozens of other channels and to different market niches. Can you think of an easier way to get rich quick than to have the rights to a miracle product and then market the heck out of it? It's a dream come true. Of course, you'll want to become a master at marketing, but again, this skill can be learned. Remember, timing is everything. If you choose the right product at the right time, your road to Speedwealth will be decidedly faster and easier. Power principle, a business system is a repeatable process that produces a profit. What happens if you try to build a house on a weak foundation? The house eventually cracks or caves in. That's why before you can build a big house, you must build a solid foundation. The business equivalent to building a solid foundation is called creating a system. Since the word system is a generic term, let me define what it means for business purposes. A business system is a repeatable process that produces a profit. The idea is to systemize your business so that you can effectively and efficiently sell and support your product or service in larger quantities as you grow. What if a tree grows tall without firm roots? All may be well when things are calm, but with the first big windstorm, it topples over and dies. It's the same in business. If you try to expand but have no effective system in place, the business is doomed. I call this the expansion dilemma. You've probably heard of businesses going well until they tried to expand. Then all of a sudden they're in trouble. Now you understand why. They grew beyond their effective means of support, their roots, their foundation and their system, if they had one at all. So how do you create an effective business system? For now, let me share rule number 1, keep it simple. I have a philosophy that business is simple. People are complicated. Speedwealth principle #4, systemize. Power principle, if you're the major cog in the machine then you're automatically the major clog in the machine. Any business should consist of only 3 parts: marketing, production, administration. You must design specific processes for each of these 3 areas so they run smoothly, almost automatically. The idea is to create a business that works like a well-oiled machine, a money machine. Your system must be organized, it must produce a profit, and it must support rapid growth. Finally, and this is essential if you want to create wealth quickly, your system must be a repeatable process that can work without you. Why? Because as we discussed earlier, in order to create wealth you cannot have a ceiling on your income. Your earnings must be unlimited. If you're the major cog in the machine then you're automatically the major clog in the machine. If you have to be physically present for your business to work, it can only grow to the extent that you can personally handle. It doesn't matter how brilliant and energetic you are, you still only have 24 hours in a day. And besides, what good is creating wealth if you're going to kill yourself in the process? A Speedwealth entrepreneur is a coordinator. He or she is the conductor of the orchestra. Even though the conductor may be a master at playing an instrument, they don't, because if they did, no one would be leading the orchestra. It can be quite a challenge for a small business owner to conduct the orchestra on a full-time basis, but this position is absolutely necessary if you're serious about creating wealth quickly. Power principle, a Speedwealth entrepreneur is a coordinator. He or she is the conductor of the orchestra. Notice every large corporation has a president or CEO whose sole position is to hold the vision, coordinate all the parts, develop opportunities for growth, and search for ways to increase profits. It becomes a chicken and egg question. Was the position created because the corporation grew, or did the corporation grow because they created this position? My bet is the latter. I'm not saying you can't continue to do all the other tasks, just keep in mind what I said, everywhere you are a cog, eventually, as you grow, you will become a clog. Your primary responsibility is to work on the business, instead of in the business. One of the most important elements of the Speedwealth system is that your business cannot be dependent or limited by any one person, especially you. This will become critical during the final step of the program. I highly recommend a book called The E-Myth, by Michael Gerber. In it, he suggests you build your business as if it were going to become a successful franchise organization, even if you have no intention to franchise. Imagine your business will be the prototype for 100 more locations, or that your sales process is going to be repeated 10,000 times, both without your direct involvement. For the first 6 months at Fitnessland, I hardly stepped foot outside the store, while I set up the system, knocked out the kinks, and created a business model that worked. After that, I hardly stepped foot inside the store. I trained someone else to manage the day-to-day operations, while I concentrated on growth. Power principle, work on the business, instead of in the business. Realize that the system gives you freedom. First, in terms of time. With a system, you get to relax, play, and be with your loved ones, all while your business is running, growing, and producing big profits. Having an effective system working instead of you is vital to enjoying the journey. Second, in terms of money. With a strong system in place, you will have two options. 1. You'll be able to hand over the reins of authority and have an excellent passive income while you golf, ski, meditate, or do whatever else you like. 2. You can cash out and become an instant millionaire. In any of these cases, because you created a system, you win. Okay. Let's assume you've done your testing, you've worked out the kinks, and you now have a money machine, a single success, a single pilot or a single sales method that systematically produces a profit without you. What do you do next? The answer is, if it works, keep doing it. You do it again, and again, and again. Power principle: once you have something that works, you concentrate on duplicating it. Once you have something that works, you concentrate on duplicating it. This is why creating a system that's organized to deliver and support large quantities of your value, without your presence, is so vital. It allows for duplication. Your completed system is the model or cookie cutter you use to duplicate your success over and over again. First you create something that works well on a small scale, maybe one store, one office, or a sale to one person. Then you repeat the process, again and again. It's that simple. The Speedwealth entrepreneur understands that if you can make a profit on one location, the question is, how many similar locations can you create? If you can make a profit on one transaction, the question is, how many similar transactions can you make? The key question is, how do I get my product or service into the hands of the largest numbers of people? Duplication is simply a way of increasing the quantity of the value you deliver. And when you increase your quantity, you increase your income. More people have created wealth using the cookie-cutter approach than any other method in history. Have you heard of a gentleman named Sam Walton? His little empire is called Walmart Registered. Sam started with one small store, in one small town, that produced one small profit. Then he systemized the store so that it worked efficiently without him. This became the cookie cutter he used to roll out almost 9,000 cookies, otherwise known as Walmart Registered stores, in hundreds of towns in North America. The company also operates stores in 15 international markets under 55 different names. Speedwealth principle #5, duplicate. Power principle: you create wealth by using the cookie-cutter approach. Sam Walton was a true master of the Speedwealth system. He died in 1992 as one of the richest people on the planet, amassing a personal net worth of over $7 billion. That's billion, with a capital B. Everyone knows McDonald's Registered. Back in the 50s, Ray Kroc uncovered a sizzling hot concept: fast food, burgers, fries and shakes. Then he systemized his marketing, production, and operations so that this one store worked efficiently and profitably. He then duplicated by allowing others to use his profitable system. This method of expansion is now known as franchising. Today, there are more than 32,000 McDonald's registered outlets around the world selling to 64 million people daily. Ray Kroc was another master of the Speedwealth system who applied the power of duplication. Before he died, Ray Kroc amassed a net worth of over $4 billion. That's another capital B. Have you heard of Amway Registered, Mary Kay Registered, Herbalife Registered, or New Skin Registered? They are all network or multi-level marketing companies. This is simply another form of duplication. You use the product, then refer it to someone else, who does the same thing, and on and on and on. In fact, the entire network marketing process is based on the Speedwealth principles. Timing, systemization and duplication are inherent and already built into the multi-level methodology. The best network marketers understand that duplication can make you rich. These network marketing distributors have downlines numbering over 20,000 people, and generate incomes of over $1 million a year. Power principle: ask, who could buy or sell a huge quantity of my product or service at once or on an ongoing basis? Remember, the idea behind duplication is getting your value distributed to as many people as possible, as quickly as possible. This is where a lot of business owners run into trouble. They can't seem to get exposure. They don't have the funds for heavy advertising campaigns and they're not adept at marketing. What can they do? One Speedwealth strategy is to find buyers who can purchase or sell large volumes of your products or services. The question you always want to ask is, who could buy or sell a huge quantity of my product or service at once or on an ongoing basis? It brings to mind a student who attended one of my business boot camps. He had created a How to Paint Your House DVD, and was trying to sell these DVDs to small retail outlets. After the session I mentioned earlier, how to generate million-dollar opportunities every 60 seconds, he went out into the hall, used the phone, and came back with a huge smile on his face. With a single call, he sold his DVD to one of the largest paint manufacturers in the world. The DVD would be used as a premium and given away free with each purchase of 5 or more gallons of paint. His first order was for 100,000 units, and my student's profit was about $1 on each. As you can see, making money is easy once you understand duplication. Power principle: work smarter instead of harder. Leverage means doing more with less. It's not so much a what you do, but rather a how you do it. Leverage uses specific tactics and strategies that allow you to work smarter instead of harder. One of my business mottos is, if you're not using leverage, you're working too hard, and earning too little. Leverage starts with replacing yourself or much of what you do personally. As a Speedwealth practitioner, you want to constantly be asking yourself, how can I provide people with my value, my products or services, while I sleep? When you can answer this question and execute the answer, you've got it made. Have you heard of Gary Vaynerchuk? He's now a New York Times and Wall Street Journal best-selling author who is a self-trained wine and social media expert. In high school, while working at his family-owned liquor store, Gary started reading the Wine Spectator and wine books, and realized collecting wine offered an allure similar to his previous hobby of collecting baseball cards. With a wealth of knowledge and an entrepreneurial spirit, Gary spent every weekend of his college years at his parents' wine store called the Wine Library. Speedwealth principle #6, leverage. Power principle: how can I provide people with my products or services, while I sleep? Recognizing the importance of e-commerce in 1997, Gary launched WineLibrary.com, and in 2006, with a flipcam and New York Jets bucket, Gary began Wine Library TV Registered, which revolutionized the wine world. His wine reviews soon attracted over 100,000 viewers each day, and his die-hard fans nicknamed themselves Vaniacs. Gary's cult-like following was the result of his unconventional, often irreverent commentary on wine. By leveraging the internet and primarily social media, he has transformed his parents' small Springfield, NJ wine shop from a $4 million a year business to a $60 million a year enterprise. Let's look at another form of leverage. Remember the student I told you about with the Paint Your House DVD? Remember how he got an opening order for 100,000 units? Well, the story's not over. The next session of the bootcamp was about creating Speedwealth through licensing. Once again he went out at the next break and made a phone call. This time, he came back with an even bigger smile. He had changed the arrangement with the paint manufacturer. Instead of selling the DVDs to them, he licensed them the rights to duplicate the DVD themselves. They immediately upped their initial run to 250,000 units. Why? because they could now choose their own suppliers, giving them full control of product quality and lowering their costs. Licensing is an extremely high form of leverage. My student was able to sell more with less of his own time and money. And since his royalty percentage remained the same, his income skyrocketed. By the way, what did he do with all the extra time on his hands? He utilized another form of leverage, add-on and repeat sales, and immediately began creating Volume 2 of his house painting DVD series, covering specialty areas like decks, rain gutters, and outside doors. Power principle: in business, the headaches are in the front end, but the money is in the back end. One of the most powerful ways to leverage is to fully utilize your database. Supporting your customers with additional products and services, giving them reasons to return again and again produces extremely high profits because you've already paid the high cost of getting the customer the first time. These are called back-end sales, and that's why I say, in business, the headaches are in the front end, but the money's in the back end. Yet another exciting form of leverage is partnership marketing, or joint venturing. Consider the example of Apple registered and Starbucks registered. They made a deal where, if you have a Wi-Fi connected iPod Touch, iPhone or laptop and you walk into a Starbucks registered, you can download the songs that are playing in that location. You can even get songs for free, and now they've expanded into offering apps and iBooks for free with the purchase of a Starbucks registered Pick of the Week card. This is a synergistic relationship that allows each company to leverage each other's brand and customer goodwill. That's why partnership marketing is popular today and will become even more popular in the future. In fact, a great ground floor opportunity available right now is starting a partnership marketing agency. You would match companies who could work together, and receive a percentage of the resulting services. Leverage is a massive subject. If you want more details, we get into it heavily in our Millionaire Mind intensive and additional courses. For now, however, let me share a few more quick examples of leverage with you. Power principle: if you're not using leverage, you're working too hard and earning too little. Leverage is starting your business with little or none of your own money. Leverage is using other people's talents, skills, contacts, credibility, and resources. Leverage is fully utilizing the latest technologies in computers, software, telecommunications, the internet and social media to increase your speed and efficiency. Leverage is using the power of the media to get millions of dollars of free publicity. Leverage is borrowing celebrity fame for endorsements. Leverage is selling products before you have them, or at least, before you have to pay for them. Leverage is expanding your business using your customers' or suppliers' money. Leverage is getting the best people in your industry to work for you now, for almost nothing. Leverage is getting more from each of your employees by properly training them, treating them well, and giving them the space to express their true talents. Leverage is getting more from yourself, enhancing your business knowledge, developing yourself personally and increasing your stamina and energy. Leverage is managing your time more effectively so you do the right things instead of just doing things right. Leverage is a mindset. It's an art. It's a science. It's an essential piece of the Speedwealth puzzle. It often separates those who create financial freedom quickly, from those who continue to struggle for the rest of their lives. Remember, if you're not using leverage, you're working too hard and earning too little. Power principle: the Speedwealth entrepreneur starts with the end in mind. This principle is the culmination of all the steps, and ties the entire Speedwealth system together. One of the primary differences between a Speedwealth entrepreneur and the average business owner is that they start with the end in mind. By following the Speedwealth system to the letter, in 3 to 5 years, you will have 4 enviable choices. 1. You can keep the business, continue to work hands-on, and make a huge income. Or 2. You can keep the business, and cash out your time by delegating the day-to-day affairs, and make a huge passive income. Or 3. You can sell all or part of the business and become an instant millionaire. Or 4. You can create a combination of all of the above. In any case, you've hit the jackpot. I want to share a little secret. You will never make as much money running a business as selling a business. The most lucrative product you can ever sell is the business itself. By following the Speedwealth process, you will have automatically set up your business as an extremely valuable and saleable commodity. Speedwealth Principle #7, Cashing Out. Power Principle: you will never make as much money running a business as selling a business. 56. Now do you see why it's so critical that your business be able to run without you? Because when it comes time to sell your business, the better it can run and profit without you as an integral part of the package, the higher the value and price. Let's face it, if you were buying a business, would you want its success to be dependent on any one person, especially the owner, who wants to sell and leave it? Of course not. So what do buyers want? What are they really buying? Primarily 3 things: profits, the continuation of those profits, and the potential growth of those profits. Buyers want a solid, proven, well-run money machine that churns out a healthy income on an ongoing basis and runs without a lot of maintenance. So, by using the Speedwealth system, that's exactly what you create: a high-powered money machine that has already been duplicated several times, and still has plenty of room for growth. Once you have accomplished this task, big companies will line up to buy your business for $1, $2, $3 million, or more. So when in the process do you have to start thinking about all this? At the beginning. In the Speedwealth system, it's imperative that you think sell from day one. You come in with the intention to cash out. From the very beginning of Fitnessland, my goal was to build the business, as quickly as possible, to a point where it was worth at least $1 million after-tax dollars, then sell. And that's exactly what I did. And exactly what you can do too. People often ask, can you cash out if you're a distributor or a professional or own a home business? The answer is contingent on the way you've set up your operation. If you've followed the Speedwealth program and systemized your business into a money machine that can work without you. Power Principle: you come in with the intention to cash out. And if you've designed it so your customers are happy dealing with the company and its representatives instead of only you personally, then absolutely yes. You can sell, and for big, big money. I know a network marketer who recently sold his downline for megabucks, plus an ongoing percentage of the purchaser's income. I know of a bill auditor who sold her home business for a small fortune because of her proven marketing system and her extensive client list. I'm friends with a chiropractor who just cashed out his practice and made a mint. Even though he had a personal service business, he was smart from the start and did not use his personal name as his business name. Think about it, would you want someone else's personal name on your new business? Neither would most buyers. Remember, I'm not saying you have to sell your successful company, but because you've used the Speedwealth system and set it up to sell from the beginning, you will at least have the choice of becoming an instant millionaire if you want to. Remember too, you can sell half your shares, like I did, and pocket a very handsome chunk of change, and perhaps stay on as president or chairman of the board. Another way to cash out a portion of your ownership is by going public. Power Principle: everyone thinks they can do better than you, once they take over. IPOs, initial public offerings, are once again in vogue. The big trend is to start a business, prove its viability in the marketplace, and then go public, using the funds to expand nationally, or even internationally. Meanwhile, you own 2.2 zillion shares, part of which you can cash in a few months after the offering. Today, many businesses are choosing to fund their expansion by going public instead of franchising. The directors always say this gives them more control. Maybe. Maybe not. What is certain, however, is that going public gives them a chance to make a quick personal fortune. Look at Facebook registered founder Mark Zuckerberg. He developed the social media network as a 19-year-old sophomore at Harvard. He then dropped out of college to focus on his business, and after going public, his shares were worth $13.50 billion. This is Speedwealth in all its glory. Again, when do you consider going public? Preferably right from the beginning. Don't be too quick to rule out this wealth-producing option. It might just be right for you, and it's not nearly as difficult as most people think. The key is to find the right person to guide you through it. Regardless of how you're going to cash out, it's critical to learn the key factors that determine the value of a business for the purpose of selling. This way, you know exactly what areas of the business to focus on and can sell for the most money possible. Some people would say net profit is most important, and that's often true, but in my experience, gross sales are just as essential. Why? First, high gross sales show high potential. Second, is human psychology. The fact is, power principle, deal with large, successful corporations where $1 million or $2 million is a drop in the bucket. Everyone thinks they can do better than you, once they take over. If you've got massive gross sales but minor net profits, most buyers will think you're a half-wit who just doesn't know how to run a business. And once they get their expert hands on the control levers, profits will soar through the roof. Once again, maybe, maybe not. Another key selling factor is, who is buying your company? What is the purchaser's wherewithal? In the Speedwealth system, we deal primarily with major corporations that have full-on acquisition departments and buy businesses on a regular basis. You want to deal only with large, successful corporations that are accustomed to paying top dollar for everything. A company where $1 million or $2 million is a drop in the bucket. Believe it or not, the $1.6 million Heinz registered paid for Fitnessland was the least they'd ever spend for a business. To them, the deal was a no-brainer, and that's just the way I wanted it. Cashing out, be it by selling all or part of your business, is the crowning jewel of the Speedwealth system. It's what allowed me to go from 0 to $1 million in only 2 years, and why I'm confident that if you follow the Speedwealth system to the letter, in 3 to 5 years, you can be a millionaire too. Power principle: wealth is not just money. The name of this program is Speedwealth, not Speed Money. The Speedwealth system is more than just making money, it's the ability to enjoy the journey along the way and grow your business without the usual stress and struggle. Wealth is not just money. For most people, wealth includes an abundance of money, free time, loving relationships, inner peace, and having a sense of meaning and fulfillment. Not long ago I had the biggest scare of my life. My doctor told me he thought I had lymphoma. He scheduled me for surgery and did a biopsy on a lump that had developed in my throat. It took 4 agonizing days for the results to come in. During that wait, my entire life changed. I was really scared, not so much about dying, but about not having fully lived. I knew I hadn't given enough attention to the true priorities in life: my wife, my children, my inner spirit, and just taking time to play. I vowed if I ever got out of this mess, I would change. I'd never take another day for granted and would live each moment recognizing it as the gift it truly is. I vowed that from then on, I wasn't going to let myself become obsessed with results. Instead, I'd relish the journey and achieve my goals with peace and joy instead of stress and struggle. Finally, the pathology report came back. I had a tumor, but it was benign, non-malignant. I was going to live. Today I consider that scare a blessing. It gave me impetus to teach and help others learn lessons that might improve their lives. It's also become the basis for my most important message and the final Speedwealth principle. Enjoying your mission to millions. Power principle: practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. Life is short. Whatever you want to do it now. Whatever you want to be that now. Whatever you want to have, go for it now. When it comes to the important things in life, don't wait until tomorrow. Tomorrow may not come. Practice being happy now. Why do I say practice? Because practice makes perfect, right? Wrong. That's a massive misconception. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. People are creatures of habit. On a daily basis, if you practice pessimism and struggle, you become very good at it. You become unconsciously competent. Pessimism and struggle become almost automatic to a point where even when you want to change, happiness becomes almost impossible. The important thing to remember is, one process does not lead to another. Practicing pitching leads to being a good pitcher, not catcher. Practicing overwhelm leads to overwhelm, not inner peace. And practicing being miserable leads to misery, not happiness. If you wait until everything is going great before you practice happiness, you may wait a long time. Not because things will never be great, but because you've become a master at being unhappy. Unhappiness will be your habit. Speedwealth Principle #8, do it now. Power Principle, practice whatever you want to be in the future, now. That's why it's critical, no matter what other objectives you're attempting to achieve, you remember to practice happiness right now, in this very moment. Part of the Speedwealth strategy is to practice whatever you want to be in the future, now. If you want a life of inner peace, practice being peaceful now. If, one day, you want total confidence, practice being totally confident now. If someday you want to be successful, practice being successful now. Eventually, these traits become your habits, your natural way of being. You won't have to think about them, you will be them. And your life today will be what you always wished it would be like tomorrow. The key is to enjoy the journey. You want to blend money with meaning, profit with purpose, and street smarts with heart. Thank goodness, along with the lessons I learned in business, I learned some essential life lessons too. To me, these are the most important messages I share. What is unfortunate, however, is that even though most people want to be happy, have more fun, laugh more, love more and enjoy their lives more, it's difficult to concentrate on these things when you're struggling financially. Money problems can take the luster out of life. I'm not saying money is everything. Money isn't everything unless you don't have any, then it seems to become everything. Power Principle. The best advice about money is only 3 words, get it handled. The fact is, in our society, money is an important tool. Money is like a lubricant, going through life without it is very, very rough. Money doesn't buy happiness, but it can buy freedom, freedom of choice, to be able to do what you enjoy doing and not be forced to do things just because you need the money. It's a shame. I have seen far too many good, kind-hearted, talented people, unable to share their unique gifts and talents to the fullest, because they're simply too busy trying to survive. They work long and hard but never get ahead financially. I've said it before and I'll say it again, if you're going to work hard anyway, you might as well get rich. And the quicker the better. The best advice I ever heard about money was only 3 words, get it handled. And that's what Speedwealth is all about. It's a proven system that worked for me and can work for you, if you work it. Get the knowledge, master the principles, study the strategies, and in just a few years you will never have to worry about money again. You will be free. It's been an honor to serve you and I hope I can continue to be of support. For your freedom. T. Harvika. P.S. Please read my personal message below and accept my gift to help you get started on the path to your financial freedom. Power Principle, learn. 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 So what do you do now? Take action. If you're already an expert in business and earning at least $250,000 per year, then use this book as a template to enhance the speed of your success. If you're not in this income bracket yet, the best thing you can do is learn. 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 Remember, success is a learnable skill. If you truly want to succeed, You must work on yourself, study business, and become a Speedwealth master. Above all, get the knowledge you need before you step into the arena. Think about it: if you were going to play Andre Agassi, the great tennis champion, for money, wouldn't you start learning the game and practicing before you stepped on the court to play him? It amazes me that so many people get into the game of business without acquiring the specific knowledge necessary to win. Then they wonder why they're struggling. If you're not in your own business yet, this is the ideal time to learn and prepare, so when you do go for it, you'll know what you're doing. If you're already in business and haven't been creating wealth, there's obviously something you don't know. So get the knowledge. Learn the skills. Apply the Speedwealth strategies in your business and watch your income skyrocket. That's what I did, and it made me a fortune. As you can see, I'm a big believer in education. I love the saying, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. There are 3 types of education you are going to need if you want to succeed to your fullest potential. 1 is general business knowledge. This would include marketing, negotiations, finance, etc. The next is business-specific knowledge. A personal message from T. Harvika. This entails learning the ins and outs of your particular business. The third and most important is personal development knowledge. This allows you to fully utilize the first 2 types of education. The fact is, you can have the greatest tools in the world, but if you have a leak in your toolbox, you're going to have a problem. In short, who are you? How do you think? What are your beliefs? What are your habits, characteristics and traits? How confident are you in yourself? In my experience, all these elements have a dramatic effect on both your success and your happiness. I have a motto that your income can only grow to the extent that you do. The idea is to grow yourself, and your success will grow naturally and automatically. Ready for the first step? One of the most critical areas to work on if you want to increase your wealth and success is your inner money thermostat. Just like the thermostat for your house controls the temperature in your environment, your inner money thermostat controls the amount of money you earn and keep. If your thermostat is set to high, you'll find it easy to earn money and grow your wealth. If your thermostat is set for low, you won't be able to create the level you want, no matter how well you apply the Speedwealth principles. Instead, you'll unknowingly sabotage yourself. Think about lottery winners. Did you know that the majority of winners end up spending or losing all of the money they win? That's because their thermostats are set for low. Their subconscious minds have to create an external reality that matches their internal reality. So if their thermostat says they aren't supposed to have a lot of money, they'll unconsciously find ways to get rid of the money, so they end up back in their comfort zone. Contrast this with Donald Trump. He can lose billions, then bounce back a few years later richer than ever. His inner money thermostat is set high, really high. He is programmed to be incredibly wealthy. And he finds ways to make it happen. If you're serious about implementing the Speedwealth system, the first thing to do is raise your inner money thermostat. If you don't do this first, everything else you do could be wasted. What's the point in trying to implement all of the Speedwealth strategies if you've already reached your financial set point? Think back to Speedwealth Principle #1, develop a Speedwealth mindset. If you want the Speedwealth system to work for you, you must believe at every level of your being that getting rich quickly is feasible for you. Another way of saying this is that you need to have an inner money thermostat that is set for high. Now, if you're like most people, you're saying, Harv, I get the idea of an inner money thermostat and why I need to raise it. But how do I change it? Frankly, the fastest, easiest, most reliable way to raise your inner money thermostat is to attend the Millionaire Mind Intensive. The MI is a 3-day training program offered by Peak Potentials that helps you raise your inner money thermostat on the spot. More than 1 million people from 104 countries have attended the Millionaire Mind Intensive to date. The reason it's so popular is that we help you master both the inner and outer games of money. Each day, we do several interactive exercises that literally rewire your mind and change you at a cellular level, so you walk out the door programmed for a higher level of wealth. You also learn practical skills and tools to help you earn and keep more money. Listen, it's no secret that the world has changed dramatically in the past few years. Frankly, a lot of the wealth-building strategies that used to work fizzle now and may even be downright dangerous to your financial situation. Just look at the stock market and real estate. For most people, these are not safe strategies to use right now, especially if your inner money thermostat is set for low. That's practically guaranteeing that you'll lose your money. But there are ways to get rich in a down economy. Recessions have always been prime opportunities to earn lots of money quickly. Many of the country's biggest fortunes, like that of the famous Rockefeller family, were made during the Great Depression. Attend the Millionaire Mind Intensive, and you will learn more about how to find those opportunities, and how to prepare yourself to act on them. So not only do you learn what to do now to earn more money, you raise your inner money thermostat so earning and keeping more money is completely natural. Peak Potentials is currently offering a special edition of the Millionaire Mind Intensive, which is really two events in one: the Millionaire Mind Intensive and the Financial Freedom Intensive, where we teach you exactly what to do and how to do it, to become financially free quickly, in any economy. You'll discover 4 key things. 1. How to earn large amounts of money right now. 2. How to invest your money right now. 3. What to do in your business or your job right now. 4. What kind of mindset you need to succeed right now. General admission tickets to this event are normally $795. But because you've read this entire book, I want to do whatever I can to help you implement the Speedwealth principles. So I'd like to invite you to attend the Millionaire Mind Intensive. Special edition for free as my guest. And it gets even better. Because not only can you attend the Millionaire Mind Intensive absolutely free. You can also reserve a ticket for a friend or relative. I encourage you to do this, because you're going to be making some huge shifts at the MI. It's a lot easier to keep practicing your new habits and behaviors once you get back to the real world when you have someone else in your life who understands what you're trying to do. To review the current MI schedule and reserve your free tickets, go to www.millionairemindintensive.com/thanks. Unless you're already financially free, which I define as having enough passive income to support your dream lifestyle. In other words, you're working because you choose to, not because you have to. You belong at the MI. I want you to create the wealth you deserve. That's why I want you to use the Speedwealth system. But unless you raise your inner money thermostat and create space for more money, I'm afraid your success with the Speedwealth system will be limited. So go ahead and take the next step. Tell the universe that you're ready to achieve massive wealth. Declare your intention to achieve financial freedom by claiming your free ticket to the Millionaire Mind Intensive now at www.millionairemindintensive.com/thanks. Much love. T. Harvika. T. Harvika is the founder of Peak Potentials, the fastest growing company in North America. Ika is also author of the #1 New York Times best-selling book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, and several highly acclaimed seminars and camps. Over 250,000 participants have come from all over the world to attend T. Harvika's seminars. Described as a unique blend of street smarts with heart, Ika has the ability to make the complex simple. The comment most often heard from his students is, "He makes money making easy." Peak Potentials trademark. www.peakpotentials.com